Satnam, dear friends, today we are going to be working with some really interesting meditations. One meditation is really nice, and I think you have tried it before because we practiced this meditation for many days on our yoga online lessons. And the meditation is to clear the channels for energy. And the second meditation is going to be for air tattva. And I'm sure you know this meditation. Beautiful meditation to open up the heart center, to balance the element of air in our system. Air is helping us to move ourselves to different dimensions, to move our psyche to different dimensions. Sometimes we're stuck somewhere and we just cannot move. We are stuck psychologically in some pattern of behavior, pattern of thinking, and looks like nobody can move us out of our comfort zone. And that's not very pleasant occasionally to be there, especially if you go through some kind of crisis. To be stuck, it's not fun. And element of air, we're going to be working with mantra today. And mantra is going to help us to get our message of prayer to God, so God can help us out to resolve our inner issue. And as you can see, element of air is helping us out to move our energy to different dimensions, to move our energy to much more advanced levels of our consciousness. And to clear channels is also very important to prevent the blockages or rehabilitate the body from, again, the stuck up energy in the system because of the blocked emotions, because of the dramatic, unhappy past. Sometimes we are stuck up in the past and we cannot move forward, and it's not fun to be there because it's not fun for us, first of all, and second of all, it's not fun for other people who are associating with us or live with us. We may develop certain addictive behavior because of our unresolved issues from the past. And we have two choices. Either we live life and do not address these issues and have all kinds of addictive behaviors, or we address our addictive personality. We address our addictions. We address our issues. Obviously, people can take pills, people can go to psychiatrists and search for professional help, which is great. Sometimes even medication helps. Older times, people used to take care, ancient times, many years ago, maybe even thousands of years ago, people were helping themselves and helping each other, I suppose, with different techniques like yoga, meditation, different type of breath patterns to move energy, being stuck up in certain areas of our body, thus creating imbalances not only of the physical body but also of our mental body, emotional body, of our psyche. And these methods of moving energy and healing ourselves are quite traditional. Nowadays they call these techniques untraditional medicine, untraditional techniques. And traditional, quote-unquote, medicine, traditional techniques are probably counseling and medication and so forth. But really, if you think, if you go to history, if you go into history, you can realize that these techniques, these yogic techniques, they are traditional medicine for maladies of the psyche and maladies of the body. Traditional because they were very ancient and they are very old simply. And that tells us that they actually are traditional. And unfortunately nowadays not too many people believe in these powerful techniques. People do not take time to heal themselves. They prefer to just get by with all their problems and addictive behaviors, causing problems to other people by their strange, not very healthy behavior. And it's very sad actually, because people who have addictive personalities, they are in pain because they're suffering. They try to numb their suffering by living in denial of themselves, of their patterns, of their past. They try to block their past by becoming overachievers, by making more money, by changing constantly addictions, like changing clothes, buying new clothes all the time, you know, constant shopping. It helps. You know, people get addicted to shopping. People unfortunately change partners, you know, because they just cannot be intimate. They cannot open up to other person because of too many issues inside of themselves. They are afraid of certain part of themselves which is not healed yet. Maybe they are afraid to show that vulnerable child to the partner, and these insecurities force these people to try to escape from the partner, escape from themselves, escape from their own parts of the psyche, their own truth. People start living in denial. It's much easier to open up to somebody whom they don't know, open up their heart, psychologically open up, emotionally open up. It all comes from unprocessed emotions, some traumas from childhood. It's very sad because sometimes we start dating somebody and we don't know there's a cat in the bag. We don't know. Dating is beautiful, pleasant. We make a decision and then we realize that probably every person comes with a baggage, and we have to deal with baggage of our partner. We have to deal with our own baggage on top of that. If we are in a serious relationship, we have to deal in a way, right, with baggage of the other person. And sometimes it's just too much. It's hard. And that's why it's very important before we enter any kinds of relationships, intimate relationships, some serious job opportunities before we have to try to understand, are we going to be asset for other beings? Are we able to take responsibility for our damaged psyche? Can we do that? Can we take full responsibility for our damaged selves? Can we? Or are we going to be just trying to solve our issues with our own limited strength, basically? So it's very important to scan our life, analyze our life, remember our childhood, remember our traumatic experiences, and understand, can we take responsibility for all our pains? Can we take responsibility for all our unprocessed issues? How responsible we are. Do we want to go and get professional help? Do we want to heal ourselves? Or we just want to try to put it aside, live in denial, and not deal with our own problems? If we choose to not deal with our own problems and live in denial because it's too painful and it's too hard, it's better not even join any serious, responsible group of people in terms of some serious job opportunities, or even go into partnership with somebody in terms of marriage. It's going to be too painful. It's going to be too painful. So we all know inside how damaged we are, what kind of childhood we have. We all know. And it's important to take responsibility for our own issues and not to be ashamed to ask for professional help. Otherwise, our lives becomes a burden for other people and suffering for other people because of our own negligence and lack of responsibility for our own issues. It's never late to ask for professional help. It's never too late. It's never too late to start praying for help. Open up to universe. Instead of living promiscuous lifestyle in terms of drugs, in terms of possible drinking, right? Any kind of addictive behavior, promiscuity in terms of, I don't know, changing partners and so forth. You know, it's not fun to live life like this. It's not fun to constantly run away from ourselves and pray to God that something one day miraculously is gonna change. Or even some people give up on themselves and say, you know what, I have too many problems. You don't want to know. I don't want to know myself. It's just, I don't want to talk about it. And people block themselves, from their core. The flow of energy which moves you towards evolution is being blocked somewhere. And I don't know, critical situation, tremendous crisis, maybe will be able to help, or maybe not. Or maybe not even crisis can help because the damage is too deep. So we really would have to keep addressing ourselves during our life. How are we? Are we in our state of development of the psyche in terms of our damaged parts of personality? Where are we? Are we getting anywhere? Are we getting healed? Are we stuck somewhere? Are we being stuck somewhere? Are we moving? Do we move with our damaged self? Are we getting better? We have to monitor our progress. You know, it's not the most difficult thing to do, but it is very helpful. Let's not wait for crisis. Let's not wait for life, for our faith or destiny to really kick us in the butt, because it's just may not be very pleasant. Okay, we might be fired from work, we might be kicked out of relationship and friendship because we simply are not addressing our issues ourselves. We live in denial and we cannot keep up with energy of partnership. We cannot keep up with energy of the group, which is developing, and each person of the group possibly addressing the issues of himself. And do not be in denial. People do work on themselves. People do work on their personality traits. People do work and try to heal themselves from damaged psyche. People do meditate, people do ask for professional help, and people do move along their path and become better, become healthier. So if we are negligent about our own issues, we're behind. And if we are behind, then we will be not able to have a healthy, happy life. And we will be losing our friendships, job opportunities, relationships. We will be, because we're just too far behind. We cannot afford ourselves to procrastinate so much, knowing that we do have some damaged parts of the psyche from, I don't know, traumatic experiences from the past. We have to unwrap this gift, so to say, of our past and take care of these problems, ventilate these areas of painful, rotten, flesh, so to say, flesh in a way that, suppressed mass of emotions, of feelings, of, maybe even psychological crooked patterns. We really have to take care of our garbage, so to say. Garbage, it becomes a garbage because we cannot process something and we start suppressing. We're not recycling our own damaged part of the psyche. We're not recycling our own garbage. We're You know, we can just dump our garbage on other people by our own behavior patterns. And it's not fair. It's not fair. It's not living an altruism towards the society, towards other people, towards people who are close to us. But as Jeremy Irons said in the movie Damaged People Are Dangerous, we can only understand that we become a dangerous predators, dangerous people, when we do not address shadow of our psyche, shadow parts of our psyche. We become dangerous because unprocessed emotions, unprocessed painful experiences, unprocessed painful relations, they start becoming very poisonous patterns of behavior, patterns of thinking. Unprocessed impressions, they can become very crooked thought patterns. They do create our karma, they do create our unhappiness, they create baggage which we carry with ourselves, and our relation towards the world becomes sinful. What is a sin? Sin is that you cannot understand in light something. You do not see things. You cannot process impressions in light, in understanding, in the right way, so to say. Well, they say right way, wrong way, truth is all relative. That's what they say, because everybody has their own truth. I understand that. But there is statistically some truths, you know, which are more advanced than lower truths, you know. Of course, it's all relative. On every level of consciousness, if you're damaged, you have your own truth, because you perceive reality a certain way, and then you look to the world from certain perception of damaged psyche. Yes, it is your own truth, and you're entitled to that, of course. But when we decide to live with somebody who didn't have this painful experience, for whom the truth is something else, and who has different perception, maybe a little bit more healthy, more maybe healthy in the way that more happy, more content, more blissful, you know, then there's a problem. You know, then there is a problem. So usually like attracts like. You know that. And people do move along together in the group. People do move together in partnership. But sometimes somebody decides to address his or her own issues and start moving forward faster. Other person, if he or she wants to keep up with group energy, with energy of his or her partner, they have to move along as well in their own evolution. If you continue living with a partner, and partner all of a sudden decide to take care of his or her own garbage, you have to do the same if you want to proceed in the same relationship with this person. If you want to go along your life path with this entity, and the entity speeds up his or her evolution, or the group speeds up evolution of collective karmic imprints, start moving the blockages of psyche. If you want to continue with the group energy, with the energy of your partner, you have to move your own energy as well, consciously. Otherwise, there is no chance. Many people would like to be in the same group of people, participate in the same group of people, be active ingredient, so to say, active member of the group, but they do not address their issues. Other people have moved along, and you're behind, and you're going to be kicked out. The same thing in relationship. Sometimes we're very selfish. We don't want to let go of our partner who moves along and who is suffering tremendously by being with you, because you're just not addressing your own issues, or you're just incapable. Too much fear, too much fear to open up to your partner, then okay, open up to professional help. Do not open up to your partner. Quietly open up to professional help. And professional help, it doesn't mean a stranger, promiscuous somebody, friend with whom you can, try to resolve your issues. It's not about that. Professional help means professional help. And it's very advisable to do that. Professional help, it means certified psychiatrist, psychologist, a teacher, spiritual, guru, teacher. Guru is the energy. Guru is the energy which moves you from darkness to light. Attributes of guru can be of an advanced person, for example, of person who is more healthy, more balanced. Find this person. Better to find somebody certified and whom you can trust, and start working on your evolution. Otherwise, the consequences can be different. Either you will be painfully aware that you are alone, and eventually you will have to address your issues by yourself, or I don't know. Evolution takes place anyway, so sooner or later every psyche, every soul will have to address their painful, unprocessed impressions and past. It's just understandable. So my point is that let's start waking up and taking responsibility for our own unprocessed emotions, thoughts, impressions, thought patterns of our past. Let's do it now, and let's do it together. Let's do it ourselves. We have professional help. We have beautiful, powerful techniques. We can pray to God. We can go to church. We can even make decision to seek psychiatrists or talk to dear friend who can help us sort it out our unprocessed impressions and emotions. We gotta do something, and techniques which we are going to be doing today, the techniques of moving energy from these stuck up places in our psyche, unprocessed emotions, unprocessed impressions. We may not go and think about some painful experiences in our life. That's the beauty of yoga, beauty of meditation and pranayama. We move energy so painlessly that we consciously are not even aware what exactly we're moving inside of our system. We just do exercise, we like listening to music, we love the breathing, and that's it. And we start feeling great, and we do change. We do change, our psyche changes, the chemistry of our blood changes. Even DNA, with long practice, serious practice, apparently does change in some way, it gets altered in some way. Chromosomes, our karma changes thus. It's because of the very powerful input of these ancient techniques. So let's do it. Let's take seriously these meditations, these exercises, and painlessly move ourselves into better dimensions, better worlds of perceiving reality, okay? And psychiatry, sometimes it's not very unpainful, to deal with our past issues. We have to really go and dig deep. In yoga and meditations and yogic practices, what I discovered is much less painful, because we're just aware of our issues. We're just aware of our past. We consciously are aware. We're not in denial. And we start working on some of the issues of ourselves via practices. Constantly being aware, why we're doing it, right? And that helps tremendously. No need to shuffle our past painful impressions. No need for that. Absolutely no need for that. And that's the beauty of these practices, okay?